So welcome back to Inverness in the Spotlight. My name is Lace Bloom McLean, and we're so glad that you're joining us for this next segment. We haven't moved our chairs very much here. Doug and I are staying on, and we're going to talk about something that happened about a month ago. So welcome back, Doug.
Thank you.
Doug LaBelle, he's our Executive Director with Inverness Old Town Association. About a month ago.
I'm wearing my other hat, though.
Yeah, you have your other hat on. We all wear so many hats these days.
I'm the Executive Director of the Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're wearing the Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance hat for us in this segment. About a month ago, we had a fantastic, successful Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance event on Saturday. Can you tell the viewers who perhaps are not familiar with it? Hopefully by now the county knows all about it, but for those few people that don't, could you just explain what the Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance is about? And
well, it had its genesis when the Church Without Walls and Doug Alexander's church was trying to help feed people around Thanksgiving to make sure everybody had some turkey and something to eat.
Exactly.
And that grew so large because the construction meltdown, we had so many people, and Doug and Pastor Alexander had come to me and said, you know, could Rotary chip in? I was very involved as president of Rotary at the time.
Oh, right.
And I said, well, you know, I'm chairman of the Salvation Army as well. Let's talk to the Salvation Army, see if we can move our feeding over here. And we made the decision to do that. And so it kind of formed under the Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance, or the idea of the Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance. I was at a Rotary meeting, and a lady came up to me afterward and said, your name's all being talked about on different things, and our church really wants to get more involved in the community. I said, well, what is your church? She said, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said, okay, well, what is it you think you can do? She said, well, we have all this food. And I said, boy, have I got something for you.
So it all just kind of came together at the right time. So the Thanksgiving Feeding Alliance consists of a variety of organizations or churches.
The umbrella is basically the Church Without Walls, the Salvation Army, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So
those are the umbrella.
Your three main
Those are the
pillars.
three main ones, but then there's 30 some odd other nonprofit, there's churches, there's nonprofit organizations, and for-profit organizations.
And individuals.
Walmart, yes, and Walmart and Publix.
Exactly.
Are extremely involved.
So once again, this county came together and pulled in some wonderful organizations and folks to pull this event off, to take care of people.
And we took over Walmart's parking lot again this year, the one in front of the garden center. And we fed somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 men, women, and children. We gave them turkeys and all the fixins to be able to go ahead and have a turkey dinner at their home.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, here we are sitting in the middle of December. What about those folks that perhaps don't have quite enough for Christmas? Is there something similar to that?
The Feeding Alliance has been generous enough, and we never know how many people are going to be there at Thanksgiving. So whatever excess we have, we give to the Salvation Army to be able to feed their people at Christmas. So they're now doing their Angel Tree program.
Right.
And every one of those children that's on the Angel Tree, their family will come to pick up their items. Well, the Salvation Army has also qualified them for food.
Okay.
So they'll all get a turkey, and they'll get fixings for the Christmas dinner. And all of that is leftover food from, you know, it's pretty much going to cover everything they need, I think, in the way of food this year.
Okay, great. So when you're raising funds and getting the supplies for the Thanksgiving dinner, you're also keeping in mind raising enough for the Christmas time as well.
Well, I don't know that we consciously go into it that way, but we have to say, let's figure out what we think, you know, estimate, and we have to get more food than that, because what if?
So if there's a viewer out there, though, who may have been on the edge this year going, oh, I'm sure they have enough, they had gone ahead and give. I mean, you, even if you had too much, know that it's going to be given at Christmas
It's going
time.
to needy families in Citrus County to feed them at the Christmas season. So, and the beauty of this program is to watch there was probably 60 or 70 young people who came from the Black Diamond Foundation and their group out there.
That came to help.
They came to help box the food.
Right.
There was a huge amount of students that came from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and the Salvation Army. Their youth group.
Your youth group and the Interact from Rotary.
Interact from Rotary was there, and they were all helping to break down the food from the pallets that came in and put them in boxes for the size family that needed. And in 3 hours' time, we did 1,500 and some boxes that we boxed up.
That is fantastic.
And,
you know, the one thing I really like about the concept here is that we're actually given these folks the fixings, I like to say, to make a meal that they can go home and share with their family and have a sit-down meal, as opposed to coming into, the churches do wonderful, the organizations that feed people on Thanksgiving, that's a wonderful, wonderful a concept, and who, you know, people, what would people do without those? But to actually have your own fixings and go home and make it at your own kitchen and sit down with your family.
Right, and
it just adds such a more quality to it.
And we do have, we give some churches some turkeys and things to help them, that they actually cook them. And so those individuals that don't have a family can get to the church, and the Vineyard does feedings, and I know that the Episcopal Church, St. Margaret's does, and over in Crystal River there's several churches. So we've helped them with some turkeys and things like that as well.
So I mean, and you know, let's just, you know, admit it. There's some people out there that are pretty proud. They wouldn't want to go to a facility and say. A lot of the people that are in line now are a victim of the economy. Oh, absolutely. And they've never had a handout in their life, and they've always been the one who were giving. Right. There was a program on TV not too long ago. It says, you know, last year I was in here helping and I was giving money, and this year I'm in here getting food for my Thanksgiving. So these are tough times for us all, but I think we all work together.
This community rises up and helps each other, and it's amazing.
This Citrus County, I've said it so many times, and I'll say it till I go to my grave. This is a fantastic county to live in. We all are. But I was talking to one of the major people who's involved. Jay Joins from Black Diamond Foundation, he and I were talking, and this program has gotten so well oiled. Organized. Publix now will allow their customers to buy turkeys. We ordered $17,000 worth of turkeys from them to be able to do this. And their customers actually bought $14,000 worth of turkeys to help cover. So we only had to pay $3,000 difference. Oh my goodness! In the cost of the turkeys, and the Mormon Church was able to give us the non-perishable foods to help us make up the difference. And every year it just gets bigger and better and more oiled, as you said. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and you know, before we know it, we'll be talking about it next year. Probably November the 18th of next year, we'll be out there in the parking lot again. Exactly. So thank you for joining us, and thank you, the viewer, for joining us in this segment. But stay tuned. We got one more segment to go.